Good evening and welcome to Rebels Radio latest interview. I'm joined by joint manager Jon Underwood following Slough's semi-final victory yesterday up at Butlin Road, Rugby. How are you, Jon?
Very well, thanks, John. Very well.
Good. Let's start with yesterday. What was the team availability like?
Yeah, pretty good. We were only missing Adam Fowler, obviously, and Scott Harris. We were delighted to bring back Ryan Parsons into the team. It had been touch and go whether he would be fit, but it was a slight gamble playing him. And I don't think he was 100%, but he's so important to us. I mean, Dan had done nothing wrong. Dan Sintim in filling in for him on Saturday, but we wanted to go with a natural left back in there, and so it was a reasonably easy selection for us, just based on that's the side that's played pretty regularly recently, and in sort of some of the big games like Barton away, it was the same side we took to Barton. So yeah, it was fairly straightforward, and we were very strong on the bench, and we went up there, I think, we did go up with 18 fit players in the end. So yeah, we were very strong.
And the day as a whole, obviously midweek on a Tuesday, getting up all the way up from kind of Slough and London area to Rugby must have been challenging with some. How did the players all get there?
Yeah, I mean, this is something we had to talk to them about it before we even got there, about getting speaking to work. We had to do that before the Chertsey game, obviously hoping that we got to this game. And everybody but Dan Sintim was able to get on the coach, and we left at 3:30. I mean, I took a half-day holiday. I know some of the lads did the same, but it was important. It was important that we gave ourselves every chance in terms of our preparation. So we had a good kind of 3 hours together before we were in the changing room, which was good for us, and it kind of focused the minds. We all got some food on the way up there, and we were in good shape when we got up there. And Dan arrived just before kick-off to take his place on the bench. So preparation was ideal. We, as I said, we wanted to make sure there were no excuses from that point of view, and the lads did great to get time off work, etc. And I think that really helped.
And what do you make of the setup at Rugby? Is it what every non-league club should aspire to?
Yeah, it's a brilliant place to play. Obviously, we've got good memories there. It seems to be a lucky ground for myself and Bakes and for Slough as a club. It's a really nice ground. The pitch is good, and it's got a Southern Premier type feel to it. And I think the game last night was worthy of the division above. In terms of the quality and the crowd and the ground, and it was a really good occasion.
What key messages were you giving in the pre-match team talk and things? Because obviously recently you played rugby. You talk of obviously went there end of last summer, won comprehensively 4-0. Ed Smith getting all 4 goals. 2 weeks ago at Holloway's you lost 2-1. A very, very different game where Rugby ran out deserved winners. Yeah,
I mean, we said that. We held our hands up. They beat us on the day, kind of 10 days ago. We had to try and get that out of our mind and not feel any pressure because of that, or feel inferior to them. We knew that wasn't us that day. That wasn't a Slough Town performance, and we knew we had a much better performance in us. I mean, myself and Bakes were quite relaxed, actually, before the game. We were really confident that our boys would go and give a completely different performance to the one we saw against Rugby at home, and also against Chertsey on Saturday, and yeah, I think our faith in the boys was justified. I mean, we tweaked a couple of things. We wanted to make ourselves a little bit more solid, a little bit more compact, and the lads kind of followed our instructions to the letter. I mean, they were so disciplined in their shape. We didn't allow Rugby to get it down and play through us. The best player on the day, the other Saturday, was the right winger Jamie Towers, and we at times doubled up on him, and he didn't really have an influence on the game last night. So we asked them to be disciplined and be patient, and we kind of felt we could always, if we kept it tight, we could always catch them on the break, as we had done in the game earlier in the season, in the second half, and that's exactly how it played out.
Yeah, Rugby started the game really well. Within the first 2 to 3 minutes, they had quite a good amount of pressure. You came through that, and then you really grew into it. What were your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, the same as that. I mean, they did start well. They put a bit of pressure on us. I thought we really grew into it. I thought we played really well first half. Created probably 3 or 4 half chances for Ed. Maybe 1 or 2 were a little bit better than half chances. by his standards. I know he was very disappointed not to have scored in the first half. We looked like we felt we were opening them up more than they were opening us up in the first half, but we didn't have any reward for it. We just asked them to do the same second half and stay as disciplined as they were and believe that the goals would come. As it happened, early second half, I mean, Rugby had a really good spell. We gave away a few free kicks around the box. We had to defend some corners. And I don't think they really created clear-cut chances. I think one good block from Ryan Parsons, who got in to block Kolodinsky. But we were kind of holding them at bay. And to be fair, our first goal came probably against the run of play. But once we got one, I thought we were completely dominant. I thought we were well worth our win last night. They probably feel a bit hard done by at 3-0, but I thought we were well worth our win. Was there
any point in the first half when you say you were edging it and you were creating chances, having some joy down the right with Harris and Fraser combining well, and as you say, Ed Smith hit the bar a couple of chances? When you go in at 0-0, were you and Bakes concerned at all that actually you hadn't pressed that advantage hold and converted it in this game that could be decided by small margins?
Yeah, you always are. You don't expect to get loads of chances in games like this. You do worry. If you're not clinical, don't take your chances, you'll get punished. But thankfully that wasn't the case. And all we ever ask from our lads is that they play the way that we ask them to play and that they give us everything. And they'd done that at half time, and we asked them to do the same. And then what happens, what will be, will be. And thankfully it was our night.
Yeah. At 1-0, you say you went ahead. 65 minutes. A good chance, good finish from Ed. It was then imperative to get that second soon after, because you felt, watching it at least, that second goal would be crucial, because Rugby, if they came back into it, would then have momentum and maybe take it away and go away from the game from you. You got that second and then quickly a third afterwards. Yeah,
the second goal was a big one, and it came off a set piece, and we work hard on our set pieces. We spend a lot of time on them, and sometimes when we do, the players don't particularly enjoy it. We have to remind them that these goals can win your games and win your big games, and that was a massive time in the game to get the second goal. And it was, it's one of the set pieces that we work on, and we scored from it, and it put us in a great position. I think we never looked back at 2-0. Yes, they obviously still pushed and pressed, and but I felt we always looked like we could score again, certainly on the break.
Okay, having said that, all good and well, but on the touchline, you still looked a little bit nervy. At what point in the game, at what minute, could you actually think, hang on, we're there?
I think we smiled at 92 minutes, to be fair, me and Bakes. I think, as well as we were playing and the fact we were 3 up, it's ridiculous. The game should be done, but you never relax, because you know that Rugby have got a goal in them. And you see some crazy things happen in football. And if they'd scored with 5 minutes to go, with injury time on top of that, you just never know. The game changes. So, yeah, we were still edgy. We probably didn't enjoy it, as I said, until injury time, and then we kind of knew we were home and dry. And it was brilliant. I mean, the atmosphere around the ground was great. The supporters were fantastic last night. They travelled in good numbers. They were in great voice, and we really appreciate that, because it was great to have that kind of following, and it really helped us in that spell in the second half when we were under the cosh a little bit. It was me and Neil said at the end, that's, for both of us, that was our best night in football, certainly in management, and I can't think of too many when I was playing that topped that. It's extra special when you're a manager, and we really enjoyed last night, and can't give the players enough credit. They from right the way through the side, everybody gave everything, everybody did their job. It was just such a professional performance, and very hard to pick anyone out, and I won't pick anyone out, because really from 1 to 11 they were fantastic.
And how did the Rugby players and management team react to the end? Did you have a conciliatory word with them?
Yeah, they were fine. I mean, the manager was disappointed, as you'd expect. But I know a couple of his coaching staff, said that we deserved the win. I know, speaking to 1 or 2 of their players, they said the same. And and I think I didn't hear anybody in the ground that say that we didn't deserve it. I think we did get what we deserved last night. We didn't expect a 3-0 win there, to be honest. We knew it was going to be very tight. But yeah, it was a massive performance, a massive win, and now we look ahead to Monday with great confidence. Another tough game, obviously, but we go there with great confidence now.
Yeah, it will be another massive game with for another kind of sleeping giant of the non-league, Kettering. It would have been a conference game a few years ago. Are there any injury concerns? Knox, obviously, Ed's suspended now for Monday.
Yeah, we lose Ed. He should be the only one that we lose. As I said, Ryan Parsons struggled through a little bit last night, but he'll be fine. We'll patch him up. He'll be fine. So yeah, that will be it. It will be we lose Ed, but we'll have we'll have Gareth Risbridger to bring into the squad. Wes Harrison available if we need him. So we've got options, and yeah, obviously we'll have a little think about how we approach the game. We already are, obviously. But no, I don't expect any problems apart from Ed, obviously.
And what are your plans now? Obviously, a long trip, a late night, some good celebrations on the coach on the way home. What do you do now with the squad between now and Monday?
We need to keep together, and we're going to get together again tomorrow night. We're going to go and have a bit of a relaxing recovery session. We're going to go for a bit of a swim and a sauna, which the lads always enjoy. So that will be a bit of a reward, really, for last night. So that the whole squad will do that Thursday night. We're going to train Saturday morning. It'll only be a light session, but it'll allow us just to work on a few things for Monday. And I think we'll probably go and have a bit of lunch together after that. So just try and keep the good feeling going, keep them together as a group, and keep them focused on Monday.
If you were in rugby's position, finishing twice in 2 consecutive years and not getting through this whole playoff system, how would you feel? What's your view on playoffs?
I think they're brilliant. Today I think they're brilliant. This time a year ago I didn't. No. To be honest, I think it's the only way to do it. It is tough. If you're second, they'll be sitting there thinking, we should be promoted. But we go into every season knowing the score. If you don't win the league and you want to get promoted, you have to do it via the playoffs. And they did finish above us, but there was very little between us, them, Daventry and Kettering, and Barton as well. And I think it is tough on whoever loses. We've had it, myself and Bakes, the last 2 years. We've had semi-final defeats, and they're really tough to take. But I think it's a necessary way to do it. I think it keeps the season alive for a lot more teams, and it gives great excitement for the fans come the end of the season. So we'll go into this final game and we'll give it everything. And obviously we're desperate to get up. If we don't do it, then it wasn't to be, and we'll wish Kettering all the best.
So what are you going to do to while away this time, apart from biting nails for all this and planning and talking to your other half, by that I mean Bakes, over the weekend?
Well, you want it to come round. You want it to come round quickly. In reality, the lads put so much in last night. It's probably a good thing. We've got a rest till Monday, so we can recover and get ready to go again. But no, it's all you think about. It's all you think about, to be honest. And I've just seen the highlights have come up of the game and the photos. So I'll probably watch the highlights 3 or 4 times tonight, just to relive it. You've got to enjoy this week. Our season could be done now. We could be sitting here with the season done, and nothing to look forward to. So you've got to enjoy these weeks. This is why we're in football. Last night, as I said, was one of the best nights I've had in football. And we just hope there's another one around the corner on Monday.
Well, I'm sure I join many Slough fans in congratulating you and the whole team for an amazing effort. It will go down in Slough Town history, irrespective of what happens next Monday. We wish you all the best. We'll speak to Neil probably later in the week, Saturday, Sunday, to get a bit of a preview for Kettering. But for now, Jon, thank you very much.
Cheers, Jon. Thank you.